everyone out there. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Lethal Truth, where the truth shall set you free mentally, well as physically, depending on your situation. You could be up there somewhere in Attica, and I could probably say something that can help you out. And I know some people out there like, what are you talking about, Attica? They ain't got no cell phones. This is 2025. Them brothers up there got cell phones now. I done seen it. I'm not dry shitting because they already posting it on YouTube themselves. So it's not like I'm telling. They up there with cell phones right now. They tuning in. They up there making guest appearances and everything. So today I got me a guest over here sitting right here next to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to bring her on. You know what I mean? Since she's sitting out here, you know what I mean? Let's give a round of applause to my guest that's coming up now. Let me stop. Let me stop. That's my daughter over there. She's sitting there like, oh no, don't do that. But I'm gonna give it a few for some people to tune in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. You know, I hope everyone been having a good evening. Been having a good evening myself. Been doing a little walking and traveling. That's what I call it when I'm walking. I'm traveling from, deep down in not Bed-Stuy, Bushwick. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Mexicans, they got their community on smash. They ain't selling their stuff in front of the stores. They don't care who on what store. They out there, they selling their stuff. They don't care about no vendors. As a matter of fact, they got it. They are so organized that the police don't even bother them. Try to have flatboys. They want to bother you about your grills. You know what I'm saying? They always on us, But today we got a good one. I had supposed to have done this content a while ago. Had some technical difficulties, so I was out yesterday. I dropped the content. Please check it out. I was talking about Charles Kirk. Man, maybe I need to do a part 2 because, man, what the internet is doing, man, they just jacking bitches and they posting all kind of stuff of that black people is approving of Charles Kirk, which is all lies, but that's what they doing. So hit that like button, We're going to give it about a minute, matter of fact, 2 minutes so some people log on, tune in, and then we're going to start, So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, let's start it up. So today, I got the lifestyle, which they call the swinger life. I know I talked about it several times. I talked about it on Facebook. I talked about it here previously a couple of months ago. Where do I start with this, man? This is like a secret society. Hold on a second. Hold on. There you go. I'm back. Man, just some difficulties just now. All right, so let's get right into it. This is like a secret society. Well, not like it is a secret society. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about that's in the lifestyle, due to some being embarrassed that they're in the lifestyle. Some people are more open with it. You know, they don't care how you feel about them being in a lifestyle. They don't care what you have to say to them about being in a lifestyle. They just don't care. They'll let it out. If you deal with them, you deal with them. If not, if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people in this lifestyle are have more friends in the lifestyle than out the lifestyle. You know, it's like being it's like being in an organization, you know, like the Masons, these secret societies, they all flock together. You know, it's like a big family. So this lifestyle, I won't say it's a big family. Well, to a degree it is, because they also do things outside of the lifestyle, out of the swinger lifestyle. Now, what is a swinger lifestyle? Swinger lifestyle is an open relationship. That's number one. Let's get that out there. Let's get this clear. It's not about people just also having sex where everybody know. You getting this thing misconstrued. I always hear this famous line, oh, you be throwing sex parties or you go to sex party. It is not a sex party. You know what a sex party is? A sex party is when a group of people already made the decision that when they go to this location, they are going to have sex with anybody and everybody. It's no if and no buts. That is not a swinger lifestyle. A swinger lifestyle is an open relationship lifestyle where people go to a party to have fun. They seek the attention from others and vice versa, and they'll see what can happen. It always starts with the vibe. That's number one. It always starts with communication. Nobody just looks at anybody and says, oh, look, I'm going to have sex with this person. Come in, they snatch you up. No, you're going to get into a fight if you do that, especially with somebody's woman, or vice versa, because I believe that females are more protective of their man than women. I could be wrong. But this is my opinion. This is my opinion. But I believe that women are more they're more protective when it comes to their man and their husband. Now, everybody that comes to this lifestyle are not married. I guess maybe when I was growing up and I didn't hear about this, you know, when it first started, that was the case. Only married couples was involved in it. But in this day and time, these people are not married. These people are now boyfriend and girlfriend. Some of these people got married while they was in a lifestyle with vanillas, people that's not in the lifestyle. They don't want nothing to do with the lifestyle. They don't want their man or their wife in the lifestyle. So being that this particular person has already been in the lifestyle in their season, and this is their entertainment, it's like you're denying them. So they feel like, you know, instead of them going out cheating, meeting people, getting entangled in a relationship, they go to these parties and they do what they do and they go their way. They don't come in there most times with their real names. They don't come in there and say, yo, call me whatever the name you choose. That's your name. That's your birth name. They'll come in there with an AKA, because when they leave there, you ain't gonna never see them again. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. You know what I'm saying? This is how this thing goes. And a lot of people always criticize this lifestyle, saying that it's too many diseases that's going around. Are we gonna get to that, right? And now, Fred, let's get to it a little bit. And you're right. It's some diseases that's going around in this lifestyle. I'm not gonna hold you, but you know what? There's more diseases that's going on outside of the lifestyle. Because most of the people that you're meeting, like in the lifestyle, nobody's bringing in their mic charts. Nobody's sharing their personal information with you, talking about when they went to the doctor and if they're positive with this or if they was positive with that in the past. They're not doing that because in their mind, they're like, listen, I'm putting on a condom, or you're going to put on a condom, and we're going to indulge. Some females have some things in the past. They're not telling the fellas, and vice versa. So it's a little tricky in this lifestyle. That's why I said that sometimes in this lifestyle, my head in, is it dangerous? Is it good? It's both. Just like in the vanilla lifestyle, it's both. You know, it's very. I don't want to say dangerous. I mean, it's like, you know, diseases are dangerous, but I believe that A monogamous relationship is more dangerous than a polygamy relationship. Because when it comes to cheating, man, especially when a man and y'all not on the same page, and she may be cheating and he may be cheating, and y'all sleeping with everybody else. Like, I've been hearing some things. People been getting pregnant outside the lifestyle. Guys been having babies outside. There's some unprotected sex going on, and 90% of the people outside the lifestyle is having unprotected sex. Some of you that's probably online right now is having unprotected sex with somebody that you're not even serious with. Am I lying? Don't all tune in and raise your hand at the same time, but you know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all are actually doing that, and then you end up pregnant with someone you're not married to, someone you're not serious with. And if you are serious with, you know damn well that man or that woman is not going to a clinic and checking up on their health. You know that. So see, sometimes you have to be mindful not to criticize a lifestyle that you absolutely know nothing about. Okay? These people come in there and they find it very interesting to have sex with. I heard this saying, ain't no new coochie like, excuse me, it's no, but old coochie is not like new coochie. That's the saying. Am I saying it right? And I don't know. I'm not going to hang myself here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Some women probably feel the same thing. And, you know, new men is better than the man that they had. It's something new. It's something exciting. And in this lifestyle, this is how people feel. And they join this lifestyle and had that type of fun. And oftentimes when they come in the lifestyle, they're not trying to have sex in the open. You have people that come in this lifestyle that do not have sex in the open. Does that make them swingers? Yeah, they still swing. They just don't feel comfortable to start having sex in front of everybody, because guess what? You have something what's called the voyagers. And these voyagers, they sit around and they watch, and you know, they playing with themselves, or the females, well, most females, they don't play with themselves while they watch. Well, some do. I'm not going to say all, but majority of the guys, you know, they fill up themselves. They get themselves ready because in their mind, they're like, I'm next. And some females don't want that. They don't want a bunch of penises in their face while guys are stroking. They're like, this is just too much, because it feels like, how would I say? It feels like they're about to be raped, especially if you've been through a situation of rape before. You know, it's like a trigger, and they don't like that. So they like to indulge outside of the bedroom. You know, give me your number, I get your number, and they shoot off somewhere. I know a few couples, as a matter of fact, that actually get numbers from guys, and they'll call a guy over. Something like Diddy. Yeah, something like Diddy. That's why Diddy wearing with the yo, I'm in a swinger life. Diddy ain't in no swinger life. He's doing lifestyle stuff, but he ain't in no swinger life. But they say he been to swinger parties. I don't know. Maybe he is in the swinger life, you know. I don't know. But I know he was doing some swinger stuff. And like I was saying, they will get dude's number and they will indulge with them far as verbally in the parties. And then when they go home next day or two, they'll link up, they'll go out, feel the vibe some more, get tipsy, having a good night, and then they'll call, hey, let's go time to the hotel. They will never bring them to their house. They will never do that. House is off limits. If you're in a lifestyle, people will not do that. They will not bring you to their house. Now, I know some of y'all is like, what's up with that thumbnail? I'm going to get to all of that. But, I want people to understand what this lifestyle is about. And the guys that actually call these guys over to indulge with their female friends or girlfriend or wife, they'll call the bull. You know, because you got cows that's females and you got bulls that's males. And they will do something like Diddy, not the lotion, but they will want you to do their thing with their wife. And I've seen this actually at a party, right? This particular couple, they come to a party and the guy, he will never play. I never seen this guy play. I had to ask him one time, like, yo, you into the lifestyle or something? Because I never see you do anything. He says, nah, I just enjoy watching her enjoy herself. And she do her thing, but she don't do her thing like what everybody. She pick a particular person and she'll do her thing. And then, they'll slide off, get a few drinks and enjoy the rest of the night. And that's it. Other people that I know, they will just call the guy over and do their thing. Now, here's the dangerous part. Well, I won't say the dangerous part, but here's the shady part of it, right? The shady part is the single people that are into this lifestyle. A guy may be doing his thing real good, or female, however it go. And then after the party, they exchange numbers. You know what's going to happen now, right? Once they exchange numbers, the creep mode starts. You know what I'm saying? Because she felt she had a good time with this particular guy. Maybe he was more well endured than her man or husband and boyfriend. Or this guy feel that this female, she gives oral sex better than his wife or his girlfriend. And now the creep mode starts. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen the creep mode. I done heard the creep mode. I am not here to tell any names. But I have seen it. And it is crazy because, these people that do that, they know each other. They will actually be going out having fun. And I'll be like, damn, this dude is really sleeping with this female, knowing he's married to this female, or this female is sleeping with this dude, knowing she's married to the dude that I know. Now I'm caught in the crossfire sometimes. So I try not to deal with it because I'm like, you know what? All it's going to do is start a whole bunch of crap, mess up my flow. What I'm doing to make money, I can't get involved. You know what I'm saying? I leave that where it's at. Some people say, yo, listen, whatever you do, just don't involve me in it. Don't bring that around me. Do your own thing on your own. Because, it puts you in a real awkward position of loyalty. And, in this lifestyle, loyalty is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you're actually in an open relationship. Now, that doesn't mean you're in an open relationship, being that you come to these parties and then you're doing something on the outside. Like, okay, what that happens too. People have boundaries. That happens too. You could do things on the outside. Just don't exchange numbers like that and bring them. Well, you have to exchange numbers, but don't have them calling when you come in the house. Don't be on the phone talking to them while I'm there. But they actually see people outside the lifestyle. This is where that's big trust. Ain't too many people on that level yet. Because you get caught up after a while. You keep hanging out with a person, feelings get involved unless you're a player, then your feelings not gonna get involved. But I always think that maybe sometimes feelings will get involved just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you will still have that boundary. But this type of thing happens, in the lifestyle. It's some real snake stuff that be going on in there. It's not, and like I said, it's different from the vanilla world, but not too much different. You know what I'm saying? Because cheating is cheating, right? So whether you have these boundaries in the lifestyle outside of it, you can still cheat. I know people that's in the lifestyle that still have boundaries, that still having sex outside the lifestyle with vanilla people. I'm like, damn, this shit is cold. Yo, this lifestyle, man, is cold, right? You got people that throw these parties. And I know, I throw parties. Yeah, I throw parties, right? And as a party thrower, you have to be very careful who you bring into your parties, right? It's not always about money. At first, I thought it was, but there are different lifestyle clubs. We call them lifestyle. We don't call them swingers. It's like a politically incorrect word now. We call them lifestyle party, LS, right? When you throw these parties, you have to be mindful and careful who you bring into your circle in these parties, because these people will start fights. Now, I would never understand why people would have fights at a party. And it be the men. It be the men sometimes. But 90% it be the females. But for men, I don't really understand, because when you come to a party, The only thing that should be on your mind is the females. I don't understand why you having fights with men. Like, why are you getting caught up in an argument with a man unless you violated and touched the female, and that happens too. Some people, they've been in these parties and they don't know the rules and regulations. They're new jacks because they heard about it, and just because they see a female dealing with two guys, they think it's an invitation to smack them on their ass or pinch their nipples, and you can't do that. You'll start a fight because you don't know if her husband is in there or her boyfriend is in there, and then he feeling away because everybody's drinking. And you know, liquor makes you go from 0 to 100. And next thing you know, you in a deep fight with a guy because you done touched his wife the wrong way and he can't handle his liquor. I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? What else? Let me give you a story. Yo, hygiene is important. My eyes are watering. This is allergy. Hygiene is important. Let me give you a story. So I was at a party, right? And they had this girl. She's very well known in the lifestyle. Big girl, about 300 pounds, right? Okay, I'm not exaggerating. I was about to say I'm exaggerating. No, I am not exaggerating. She's like 300 pounds, dark skin, gold fronts, right? Big girl. So she throws her own parties too. And she was dressing down, you know what I mean? Because we had our introductions, which is very important. I'll get to that. We had our introductions and everything. And afterwards, we had to go do the dress down. So she went in the bedroom to undress. Yo, man. Now, I used to grow up and always had this thought that all fat girls stink because, you know, the fat need, you know, touching. It just don't get no air, you know, and it builds up sweat, right? But as I got older, that is not true, right? This female, she lit up the whole bedroom. Yo, I said, God damn. I mean, it wasn't that I didn't take a shower funk. It was that sweaty funk. Like, it was just, I don't know. But yo, dudes was up in that. You know, my wife, she sprayed rooms up and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yo, it was crazy. This is the stuff that you go through in the lifestyle. It ain't always peaches and cream. Sometimes you'll find a place and it'll be beautiful. People are clean cut. Some coming in their nice suits and everything. You got people coming in, flying in from different countries. I done seen a Russian female come. She don't know English. Any words you said to her, in her mind, she thought it was sex, and she was like, let's go. Yo, you see some stuff like that. So I was talking about the introductions, which is very important, right? And I would say, you know, well, I won't say me. That's not important. But I would say that other people would say, well, you know, listen, my name is Tom, you know, I'm with my beautiful wife. Most times it be the guys that's doing the introduction for the females. Yo, my name is Tom, this is my wife, so-and-so. Yo, we here for the first time and we just trying to enjoy the vibe, you know what I'm saying? But if anything happened, we with it, you know what I'm saying? This, in other words, he's saying that if the vibe and we kicking it throughout the night, it can go down, because I've seen that too. People will say, yo, nah, we just here for the first time and we watching. As soon as that Julio hit or that tequila hit and the weed hit, and then you start seeing everybody playing, you start feeling like the oddball, like, yo, listen, yo, maybe we need to do that. And I seen stuff like that happen. But they will also say, yo, listen, we're not looking for a guy, we're looking for a female. This is why introductions is so important. I done seen people that say they the throat queen, but end up being a tranny. I done seen dudes say I'm bisexual, and I haven't heard dudes look at them no crazy like, what? Yo, why he here? No, I haven't heard that, which is kind of shocking to me. Because, you know, in our community, I would say some of us, or majority of us, are still kind of homophobic, you know, or feel uncomfortable having another man in the room that likes men. Me, I don't think about that. Not saying I'm bisexual gay, because I am not, but I've been incarcerated. And if you've been incarcerated and it's time for you to go to that bathhouse, there's naked men in them showers. Not one shower, but different showers. You see them prison movies like American Me. They got showers, them shower heads. You got guys in there naked. You got some brothers that just wear their boxers and they take a shower because they don't want nobody looking at them. But you got dudes that's just free balling. They don't care. They like, listen, don't look at me. I ain't looking at you. So they're kind of comfortable with that. So I'm kind of comfortable with a guy, in a room if I'm doing something and I got my underwear on because the lights is off, and in my head I'm like, why are you looking at me? You shouldn't be even looking at me. And if you looking at me, so when I catch you looking at me, I'm not going to throw a tantrum because that's not the place to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens. Men look around. And why I say that, have you ever watched porn? Guys, you watch porn, right? So if you watch porn, you can't tell me you don't see the penis. You can't. You see it. You watch it. You see it going in. So why is a room is any other different? You should be comfortable with yourself. Shouldn't be even that shouldn't even be in your mind like, yo, I'm uncomfortable because he has a big. Why are you even sizing it up for one? You know what I'm saying? So this type of stuff happen where people will say, yo, I'm bisexual, which is a good thing because it lets you know whether you feel comfortable of playing in a room with someone like that or not. You could be like, you know what? I ain't even playing today because, yo, my man over there, he like dudes. And, yo, it was one time that I was at a party and a tranny actually admitted that there was a tranny, right? And don't take this the wrong way. The tranny looked cute because you couldn't tell it was a man. He was dressed up like a woman. A woman had the breasts and everything, right? But when she said it, it was like, oh, wow. Because of the way she looked, it threw you off. Man, look. By the end of the night, all them dudes was like, whoa. You had a few of them dudes that was doing the thing with the tranny. Yeah, man, they was getting it in, man, and then you be like, oh, they sword fighting over there. Yo, it gets in these events, man. They have these hotel parties. It goes down in the hotel party. I think really at the hotel parties they get it in more. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I think in the hotel parties they gets it in more for some apparent reason. It's just I don't know. I think it's the setting. When you go to places that's like a club atmosphere, it's kind of corny. Well, to me, it's kind of corny because the club settings, especially in New York, is ran by predominantly white people. So they already have their fan base where they're not really interested in the people of color, especially Asian women. I noticed that too. They don't really they like white people, white boys more. So they open up 7 days a week. So it's like, there's nothing really shocking about these clubs that's opening up 7 days a week because they don't have a theme. You just walking in, you sit there and it's damn near empty and it's no entertainment. They play music. They have porn on the screen. You're not seeing people of color on the screen. You're seeing white people on the screen. So it's like, I'm not even really into that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the hotel setting is more comfortable because think about it. When you go into the hotel and you're going with somebody in your mind, it's going down. I don't know why it's like that. But when you have a house setting, it's even more comfortable because I don't know. All the ones I've really been to in a house setting, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, I've been to the hotels. It was the same vibe. It's just probably a little bit more different because it was more big and you had access to more bathrooms because all the doors were open. They have a saying, when the doors are open, whatever goes down in the rooms, you can enter the room. But if the door is closed, don't even bother knocking. Because that means nobody's invited. I'm putting you on to some stuff. Now, sometimes, and this is the crucial part about the lifestyle, sometimes you will get involved in the lifestyle and you may catch something, you know. Um, you may catch warts, you may catch syphilis, you may catch herpes. And I say that because condoms are not 100% effective. I'm going to say that again. Condoms are not 100% effective. Now, you probably are saying as a vanilla, so why would you even go to the party? Well, here's a question for you. Why would you even have sex, period? See, you anytime you having sex with somebody, not just in the lifestyle, but outside the lifestyle, you shaking the dice. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping that this person is taking the initiative to actually go to the clinic and take care of themselves and check up on themselves to make sure they good. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't do that. There's a saying: you dealing with somebody, you actually dealing with somebody, you out there, you dealing with somebody, ask them to show your my chart on their phone. If they don't have a my chart on their phone, maybe that's a problem. I was talking to somebody about this, and they was like, "Wow, yo," it was one of the guys I kick it with, not in that way, but a good friend, or I say a good associate. And he was like, "Oh wow, yo," I was like, "Wow, what happened?" He was like, "Yo, you know what?" And he in his 40s. He was like, "Yo, I don't have a my chart." I looked at him like, "What? You don't have a my chart?" He was like, "Nah." I said, "So how do you check up on yourself?" He was like, "To be honest with you, if something happens, that's when I go to the clinic." And a lot of us is like that. And you don't even have to deal with STDs or STIs. We don't go to the hospital and check, excuse me, we don't go to the clinic and check up on ourselves until something happens to us. We don't even have a primary care doctor until something happens to us. And now we want to play the health role. We want to eat better. We want to do all of that stuff. And that's kind of natural because they don't teach us that in school to take care of ourselves. They don't have shows like that to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Even these little hospital shows, like, what was that? Grey's Anatomy. You know, they always have those type of shows where somebody's dying from a heart disease or something, but not when it comes to actually dealing with your health, you know? So you may be spreading stuff that can people can get. You know what I mean? You can have COVID and don't even know you have COVID. I remember one time my daughter had to go back to she was going back to school. This was like still in the height of the COVID. I think it was when it was 2021. No, I think it was 2022. 2022. It was 2022. And she was going back to school. And this one's like, yo, every 2 weeks, if you was working, you had to go and check up and come with your paper. So my daughter, she was going back to school and she had to do a COVID test. So we went and I was like, yo, since I'm here, let me go check it out. I didn't have no cough. I didn't have no symptom. I have nothing. The test, I think it was like in 24 hours, they called my phone like, yo, Mr. Morgan. I'm like, yeah, what's up? They was like, yeah, we just got to call you back because you did a COVID test. I was like, yeah, cool. It was like, oh, you positive. So what? Now I had the paper already from the portal, but they were saying negative. But the second one, I guess they actually sends it to the lab. That's the kicker right there. It was like, you got it. I don't know how I caught it. I'm not gonna say I caught it from the lifestyle. I could have caught it on a bus somewhere. I could have caught it, at a party, a regular party. I could have caught it sharing blunts. I think I was smoking weed at that time. Probably was sharing blunts. You can actually catch herpes and hepatitis just sharing blunts. Yeah, people would say, yo, we don't share cigarettes no more because you can catch it by sharing blunts. Now here you go to the party, not knowing that you're affected with this, and now you spreading it through your fluid. You getting the oral sex. Imagine you having that and somebody's giving you oral sex, and then you wake up and you got bumps on your lip, but they don't even know because there's really no symptoms when you have the early stages of these STDs or STIs, and you passing it along. Now, if you have it, then and you know you have it, that's a different thing. Now you gotta go about it in a more secure way. And that's even hard because some people don't even want to tell other people that they have a say. And I'm not just talking about in a lifestyle, I mean, having these diseases. And I'm not talking about just in a lifestyle, I'm talking about outside the lifestyle. Nobody's coming into the lifestyle or getting in a relationship and saying, hey, before we have sex, look at my health record. Hey, maybe some people do. Maybe some people do. Now, here's something that is disturbing. And when we say sharing these diseases, this is called stealthing in the lifestyle, stealthing. I don't know why they picked that type of name, but that they picked it, right? Now, in this particular lifestyle that I'm in, I ran across some information about a female, right? Now, this female, it's not like she got gonorrhea. It's not like she got herpes. What's that? Hepatitis, syphilis. You know, there are more common things that people get affected of, and they have medications for that can actually treat it, right? But this particular female has HIV. Now, it's really crazy to me, right? Let me tell you something. Whew, man. So I'm at this party. I'm not gonna say the name of the club. I don't want to put no shade on them because they're good people, and I don't know if they know, you know. But other people know. A few people know, and I'm surprised they kind of like quiet about it because this right here is high grade. This female is HIV positive, right? So I go to the party and I see her full figured, big breasts, big butt. Yo, man, brother, I tell you, you see this thing right here, you already plotting. Trust me. But she called my eye. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Excuse my language. I don't want them to strike me. Right? But I really never spoke to her deeply like that to have that type of interaction because I was busy looking at a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying? But she caught my attention. And we spoke here and there throughout the party, not once, but not a couple of times. She even been to mine. Now, I didn't see her actually play. Okay? That's what we say when you want to have a sexual encounter with a guy or female or a couple. We say play. We don't say, yeah, you want to F? Well, I mean, some people would say that, but this is the comment, you know, in that lifestyle, we have a certain language that we use. So, you know, I never seen her play with people, so I'm not going to be up here saying, yo, I seen her play. But I know people, reliable people. When I say reliable, I'm talking about reliable people, especially one, and I'm not going to say her name on here unless she want to be a guest and say it, you know, say her name. But I was told that this female actually plays at the parties. And I was like, nah. Now let me tell you something. When you see her, she change up like 2, 3, 4 times a night. She come with the thongs, the big butt is out. You like, man, the thing is juicy. Yo, but she has HIV and she's positive. Let me show you what she looks like. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it up. Let me see if I can get it up. Hold on. I don't know why now this is not showing. Hold on. I got to go somewhere else. Let me see. Give me a minute. Give me a second here. You know, I might have to call my assistants over here to give me some assistance. Because I had it real cocked back, but for some reason, it won't pop up on the phone. So Okay, now I got it. I got it. I got it, y'all. I got it. So I want you to see what she looked like. I want you to see what she looked like. Okay? Hold on. There you go. Her name is Donisha. That's what she looked like. This female right here. Man, let me tell you. They call her, what the hell they call her again? I know her name is Donisha Kurtz. Okay? That's her right there. Now, see, she's not ugly. See, she's not ugly. See how you'll get caught out there? See how you'll get caught out there dealing with a female like that? And she's thick. Into my big breast, everything. And you'll walk up in there and she'll give it to you. She, from what I've heard through the grapevine, her baby father gave it to her. You know, Scum Dog. He gave it to her. She has HIV-1, you know. It still transmits. It's not HIV-2 where you could become full blown. You know what I mean? You have a greater chance when you HIV-2 to be full blown AIDS if you don't take care of yourself. You know, this female, she has HIV-1, which is not more deadlier than HIV-2, but you can still get it from I heard from the grapevine. Yes, she's still passing it along. She passed it to at least 2 people in the lifestyle. You know? And now that's crazy. Right? Hold on now. I ain't finished. I'm not finished now. Some of you might say, yo, listen, that is not true. Really? Are you sure? That's her medication bottle. You know what I say? Her name is Donisha Kurtz. Look at that. I want you to see it perfect. I want you to see it perfectly. What does that say? Ordesaphy tablets. Check that out. Google it. This is her name. I am not lying to you. And she's passing that thing out. I don't know who else she's passing it out to, but like I said, when I was at the parties, I never saw her play in my life. But I know reliable people that actually seen her play, protected and unprotected. She got guys giving her oral sex. Are you listening to me? They are giving her oral sex. Yes, sir. That's the deadly part about this lifestyle. This is the deadly part of the lifestyle. And she's going to different parties. She's going to MLK parties. If y'all went to those MLK hotel takeover parties and in different states, I know mostly have it in Maryland, she be going in. So you might see her. Hey, I might get some calls about this in a minute. You know what I'm saying? They might say something like, you know, curse me out. Hey, it is what it is. All right. I ain't worrying about the drama. My whole life been drama. In and out of prison has been drama. But this is what's been going on. And I understand. I can understand her in a way. I can understand a lot of people in this lifestyle that's carrying things like that somebody, oh well. I can understand a lot of people in this lifestyle that have something and don't want to tell anybody, especially something like that. But if you have that can actually attack your TD4 cells, your what is it? Your T4 cells. That's your T4 cells is like the mothership of your body. This is what builds your B12 up, which is your antibodies that give you the opportunity to fight certain diseases that you already could be affected with, such as different STDs or STIs that can help fight it so you don't have breakouts and everything. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of you out there have some sort of diseases. Some of you have hepatitis A. You like eating leftover food? Check it out. You can have hepatitis A. Most people have it and don't know it because you don't have symptoms, especially if you're not out there checking up on yourself. What's that? But that's wrong, though. Shorty putting other lives in danger. Yeah, she's putting other people's lives in danger. But I know, I'm not condoning it, but you have people that have been affected with it in the past that was on a serial HIV run. What was that dude years ago in Brooklyn? He was from Albany Projects. I forgot his name. He infected 31 females, and you had females that was doing that to guys too, having mad sex on the first dates, and they was passing it because in their mind they were saying, "Well, listen, you gave it to me, so I'm giving it to you." Yeah, you might get some calls, King, that can put you in a serious legal and personal trouble because you've disclosing someone's private health information in a public way. Hope she don't see this. Okay, here for the knowledge. Here's the thing. How I'm gonna get in legal trouble? I don't own a business. What you gonna do? Sue me for what? I don't have anything. And if she feel like suing me, hey, there's people that's out there now that she's fornicating with that's probably gonna see this. Guess what can happen? She can get a call or get a knock on her door saying you have a right to remain silent because that's called attempted murder. That's in the law books right now. You have something like that and you're spreading it to people, you can go to jail for attempted murder, especially if you got a series of dudes you've been sleeping with. What? Man, you going down. She won't trust me. Oh, she won't? Oh, you okay, you must know her very well. But this is the thing that goes on in the lifestyle. The lifestyle is so messed up now. I don't want to stay on this female. This lifestyle is so messed up now, right? That it used to have a lot of parties in New York City. And a lot of people that messed up the places where you can have these parties at because they get wild people that doesn't respect the lifestyle. I've known some people now that don't even want to be in the lifestyle no more because it's getting corny. Because it's the same bullcrap that you see at the parties where people trash the place. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people that's in the lifestyle and those parties that own companies and stuff, they network. This is how you have the hotel parties and everybody go, porn stars go. Look, man, this is a secret society thing. You know what I mean? I done ran into teachers that I knew from other children that I know. They're teachers. Oh, what you doing up in here? Listen, what I do in the classroom, I'm here to get. You be like, God damn, not the teacher. You know what I'm saying? You haven't. I done seen teachers. I done seen judges. I done seen lawyers. I done seen Jewish people with the locks, smoking weed, drinking liquor, coming to exercise their fantasies with black women because they can't do it out in the open and they don't have the appearance of a brother to get black females, so they feel like these parties is an easy access to black women, right? So this is not too much of a secret when it comes to that type of world, unless you're in the world. And then people start communicating, they just start sharing stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is how stuff like this comes out with Homegirl, because people is in the lifestyle. Okay, I see some views, they ain't ready to go up. I see, you know what I'm saying? And people is in the lifestyle. But back to what I was saying, a lot of these club owners they're messing up the lifestyle. They're trashing the place. They're not cleaning things up. You know what I'm saying? And then now, when other people want to throw parties at the place, the rent is now sky high for the night. You're like, yo, goddamn, why you keep coming? Yo, somebody broke the door. Or so they didn't clean up. They left trash. You know what I mean? So they feel away. And to agree, I can't even blame them, because if I'm renting my place out to you, which is my home, especially if I actually live there and I live downstairs, and you renting upstairs or the fourth floor, third floor, however how many stories the building is, or the brownstone, and then you trash it. Now I got to come out my pocket and fix that. To just get somebody just to take a look at the damage, it's like $100 or something. So imagine you paying them to fix it, which now they're charging you by the hour. Now, if you charging me by the hour, I'm taking my sweet goddamn time. I'm gonna go to the store, give me some lemonade. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get me some Lipton tea. I'm gonna get me some black tea. I'm gonna come back, be on my phone, take my time. And somebody actually did some crap like that to me. Yo, I had got my first motorcycle, right? And I didn't know how to do an oil change. And he taught me a goddamn lesson. So I go get an oil change at this mechanic. Now, as I learn how to do my own oil change, it only take you about 15, 20 minutes. This dude charged me $400 and change to do an oil change. So you charge me about an hour. You trying to tell me it took you 4 hours to do an oil change? See what I'm saying? So when you break these people's stuff up in the house, they like, yo, you know what? I'm going up. I'm tired of this. I'm gonna milk all these people as much as I can. So they'll tell you, yo, you gotta pay like $1,800 a night. You like, God damn, $1,800? What the hell am I making on? Who am I working for? I'm working for you. I'm working for me. And now people don't want to do these hotel parties. I mean, not that's just hotel parties. They don't want to do these type of parties now because the rent is sky high, because all these people in New York, they done messed it up. The Bronx, yo, I don't know. The Bronx got a reputation. They got mad trannies up in their parties. Call it what you want. Yeah, I got mad trannies up in the party. I'm going to give you a story. So I'm up in the party. No, not that party. I'm not out. All right, let's get this correct. I'm at a party, chilling. So this couple come in. I know them. They're kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? When I say wow, I won't even say wow. They adventurous. You know what I'm saying? And they be on E-pills, Molly. They be out now. I did that in the past. I don't do that stuff anymore. Get out of here. It's my cat. Come on, Hunter, get out of here. And when you on that, you just be like, if it works on your mood, you know what I'm saying? If you just want to party, you're going to party hard. You know what I'm saying? You're going to act like you a white girl or a white dude at the party. You're just jumping up, going crazy. But if you want some sexual stuff, man, you're going to get freaky. And you're going to get freaky for hours. So she was telling us, we in the kitchen, and she decided to start running her mouth because she's on an E-pill, and this thing make you talk. So she's like, yeah, we up in the Bronx. We was in the projects. I'm like, red alert goes on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You up in the projects. I'm like, oh, no. Red flag, red flag. No, hey, maybe some people in the projects throw parties and it's good. But the Bronx, listen, man, no, red flag. So she like, yeah, when we got in there, it was a sausage feast. Like, sausage feast? Oh, man. For those of you out there in the vanilla world that don't know what that means, a sausage feast means that there's a lot of men in the party and there's less women. And it's kind of because, you know, people charge single men more. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like, you know, instead of going on the street and getting me a prostitute that'll charge me about $150 for my time until I release myself, I can go to a party and pay $150 and play with like 4 or 5 females. You see what I'm saying? So these owners, they know that. So they like, yeah, you want to come, you got to pay that. So them dudes, they going to pay. You know what I'm saying? And the females, they will pay something like $25, or some will say you're free. So you're going to get females coming, right? So it's a sausage feast. They got trannies up in there and all that, right? One man smoking. I don't know what she said. I can't remember. But all I remember her saying was, he started getting his thing polished by a tranny. So he's like, yo, yo, we all at the party like, whoa. And she blew him up, right? But I'm like this, yo, it's okay because I'm not judging you. I'm not at a party to judge you as long as you know I'm not down with that. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, but I'm just saying, man. So she continues story saying, yo, you know, he was doing his thing and whatever, and he ain't stopping. I was like, I was listening because I was just interested. You know, I kind of found out he was saying that guys do it better. And that's interesting because females say the same thing when it comes to females. When they do their girl on girl action, they said females do it better because females know exactly what females want. So guys have to know what guys want. So my man was like, yo, man, I was like this. What? But hey, this is the life, yo. When you think you know about the lifestyle or everything about the lifestyle, you don't know everything about the lifestyle. I thought I knew everything about the lifestyle, but man, when you go in there, you see the most incredible stuff that will blow your mind. I had seen one female. She was like, take off the condom. What? She was like, take the condom off. I was like, oh, well, I'm not doing that. You wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know you. And we ain't in a relationship, so I'm taking the condom off for you. But she did it with another dude. He took the condom off, and I was just watching like, yo, he's really doing this. He don't even know her from a hole in the wall. Some people bareback. See what I'm saying? This lifestyle is dangerous. It has its great perks. Yeah, great perks. But it's also dangerous. Just like in the vanilla world. Yeah, have great perks. You can find the love of your life and do all your things, everything you want to do. But guess what? It could be dangerous. You could be dealing with a stalker. You can be dealing with someone that has HIV. You could be dealing with a serial killer. It gets crazy. You could be dealing with someone who just want to have sex with you and you don't even know they sex trafficking. And next thing you know, a couple of guys are kicking the door, or he opens the door and you got like 6 dudes telling you get dressed at gunpoint. Now you kidnapping, now you're into the sex trafficking ring somewhere in Bolivia. Yo, it's dangerous. You don't know. And sex trafficking is getting big in New York City right now because sex runs the world. I won't say sex runs the world, but prostitution and this type of lifestyle is the oldest profession in the world. Man, you even read it in the Bible, man. The king has 16 women and he's having all these. They even show it in movies when you watch like Spartacus and shows with Rome. You see them all having sex. And you know back then they ain't had no condoms. Sometimes you get pregnant, you don't even know who the father is. You know what I'm saying? You just put it on whoever you're dealing with. But this is the type of life. It has this perk and it's very expensive. But I think now what's happening in the lifestyle, I think people are no longer having the house party lifestyle, lifestyle parties, which makes it more comfortable. They're actually setting up trips now. I'm starting to notice this more. So this is why I say it gets expensive. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to go to what's that place in Jamaica? I never been there, so I ain't gonna freestyle act like I've been there. What is it? Hinduism. If I'm pronouncing it right, it's in Jamaica. Even vanilla people go there, but they just go there because it's like Las Vegas. What goes on in Jamaica stays into Jamaica. So they go there and they find whoever they want to find and they do their thing. You go on cruises. My homegirl, she was in a cruise. She was on a cruise, I think it was last month. And she put a video and she showed us the video. It wasn't a swinger cruise, but they have that too. And she was like, yo, look, there's people here that's in the lifestyle. They had the upside down pineapple on the door. For those of you that don't know what that means, upside down pineapple is a sign that letting you know the people that's in there or the person that's in that room is in the lifestyle, and you're welcome to knock on the door, and whatever goes down because they're in the cruise. They want to have fun. If they didn't want to do that and they just wanted to do it themselves, they wouldn't have it on the door. So it's an invitation. Now, when you go on these cruises, man, you see pineapples on every door. When you go to them hotel parties, the hotel takeover parties that have probably like 15 floors, all the doors sometimes be open. Most of the parties is outside in the corridor. If the doors are locked, that means you're not invited. Don't bother knocking. But if the door's open and you see some action, that's their way of the language is letting you know you're invited. Now, if someone pick up their head and look at you, they might say, "Nah, I'm not interested." But you know what? Some people they be so drunk off that Julio and Henny that liquor makes people look cute. I'm serious. Liquor makes people look cute. I've seen it at a party. People be like, "Nah, she chopped, she this, or he that, he this." They talk about him like a dog. But as soon as the liquor get in their system, they giving the little Pinocchio some playtime. And you like, wait a minute, you done talked about this then and all this, but now you're doing this. It's the alcohol. And they feel freaky and they feel like, yo, I want to get involved in it. And they do that. Yo, I tell you, man, this lifestyle is crazy. It's just the secret society. And every circle that I've been in, whether it's a motorcycle thing, whether it's a West Indian thing that's going on, you always find somebody in there that's in a lifestyle. Always, especially if you're in New York and you go out of town to those parties, you always find somebody from New York City. I know a few that don't tell you out here in New York that they're part of the lifestyle. And when you go out there, man, they freaking off like crazy. They in the lifestyle. And you go like, yo, for real? Some people be asking me. This is how I know they thinking about it. They be like, yeah, so tell me about that lifestyle, man. Tell me about the poly relationships. Cause a lot of us is in poly relationships. Some of you that criticize this lifestyle, oh man, the views is going up. I guess I'm about to be on fire. I don't care, man. But look, what I was saying, the poly relationships. A lot of us are in poly relationships and don't know it. Just because you claim in your mind that you're not in the lifestyle, you are in the lifestyle involuntarily. What do I mean? I came up with that term too. You may know that your man is cheating, right? I know some females like this, and they not cheating. They just don't see themselves spreading themselves like that, right? But they know their man is, right? They ain't going to look through phones and all of that stuff, but they know because people tell them, right? And they know for a fact. And how they know, because when when you on Facebook, the side piece always want to like every goddamn thing. They always want to heart every goddamn post. Like, well, y'all be blowing it up. So the wives, they know. And they deal with it. They don't leave. They deal with it. And when you deal with it, you already saying in your mind that I agree to an open relationship. You agree. Then you have people that say, yo, I ain't with the relationship right now. Females say, I'm not with the relationship right now. I ain't with all of that. I just want to enjoy my life. That's what you call it. Enjoy my life. You in a poly relationship in a way. You in the lifestyle. You just claiming not to be in the lifestyle, but you actually in the lifestyle. You actually in the lifestyle. Because you dealing with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Some of you females got like 4 dudes right now on your phone that you holler at. What's that saying? You're in the lifestyle. You ain't even got to say swinger, because technically, in that words, I mean, those 2 words, swing of life, is really designed for married couples. That's how it started. It's couples swapping couples. They call it full swap. You know what I'm saying? Full swap. That means I got your wife, you got my wife, I got his husband, and so forth. That's how it go. But now, since you got a lot of single people in a lifestyle, that's really not swingers. They just in the lifestyle to love it. They have 3 or 4 girlfriends. So being that you're not in the lifestyle, you're practicing the lifestyle outside the lifestyle. And then you sit back and you want to criticize people like me. Y'all nasty. How could you do that? Some dude asked me that. Some dude asked me that, yo, how could you like do that? Does that don't bother you with between you and your wife? Like, do y'all we don't go all willy-nilly, first of all. You know what I'm saying? And you asking me something like that, but you got a side piece who got a man. Do you feel comfortable after she done giving him a magnificent night with her mouth and come and see you the next day and kiss you? Do you feel uncomfortable? Obviously, he doesn't because he's been dealing with this female for quite some time. You're doing lifestyle stuff, man. So embrace it. Just say, I'm just not comfortable. You know what? You should go check it out. All of y'all online, if you haven't been to these parties, you should go check it out and just watch and see what happens. I bet you'll be like, yo, this is lit. I like this. Because every time when I go, I always run into couples for the first time. They're like, yo, this is our first time. We never been to a party before. This is our first time right here. And then by the end of the night, they getting buck wild. We like, whoa, what the hell? Or if not that night, maybe the next 2 or 3 parties. And I've seen that too. Now she dancing all naked in the middle of the floor before she didn't even want to take off her shirt. And I'm like, yo, where your man at? She like, I don't know. He's somewhere around. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it happens. You should go check it out. You'll be interested. You'll be very interested. You'll have fun. People play games, you know. They don't just jump into the sex and they'll play games, you know. What's that game? Never ever have I ever. They play games like that. They'll play card games, they'll play drinking games because the drinking games lighten up the mood. You know how it is when you first enter the club and you're like, yeah, this is cool, and you're just looking around, you're like, yo, let's get a drink. Then after your 3rd or 4th drink, now you up there twerking, or he up there in the middle of the floor, 2-stepping now all of a sudden, because he feeling good because the liquor loosened you up. And see, that's the aim of these parties. And they tell you, BYB, bring your own bottle. Oh, man, bring my own bottle. Yo, I'm bringing a whole gallon of Douce. Well, that's overdoing it, but you know what I'm saying. You know, you'll see a whole bunch of, like, you'll come there, you'll see a table with a bunch of liquor, whatever liquor that comes to your mind, that's what's on the table. And then they tell you, yo, liquor's for everybody. When you go to clubs, certain clubs, they'll have a bar and they'll say they'll put your name on it, you know, so people don't share. But I don't like that type of parties. I like the parties where they say the liquor's for the house and everybody drink. Because you might not have enough for some Don Julio, or you may not have enough for well, I won't say Jose Cuervo because everybody got enough for that. But you know, the high price alcohol. And then you go there and then you see it. You like, oh, I brought some Don Julio, but they got Henny. Yo, nah, I want that Henny. Oh, they got double XL. Y'all want some double XL or the Sutter Homes. And you mix it up throughout the night. That's, to me, that's beautiful. I like that type of vibe. I don't like the, yo, you drink your own bottle at the bar vibe. I mean, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because you bought it, it's yours. You buying what you want to drink. But when you had that type of bar where you could drink all the drinks, man, you got variety of drinks. Some people just bring beer. Some people that don't even drink. And they just bring some alcohol for the house. Like, yo, I'm just bringing this. You're like, oh, yes. But you know what I love about those type of parties? When you throw it and they said the liquor's for the house, everybody never finished their alcohol. Because you be so busy in the playrooms having fun. Now the house keeps the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? They keep the alcohol where they have alcohol to drink at home, or they put it in the stash to the side and they bring the alcohol for the next party. So now when everybody comes to that party, now there's a whole lot of alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So you always hear certain things like, listen, you drink at your own risk. We're not trying to indulge you drinking and driving because, you know, you don't want to get in trouble. But man, those parties are beautiful, man. Those trips are beautiful, and you get to meet some real down to earth people that doesn't act all crazy and sexual outside the parties. Like they would say, "Yo, listen, come to a baby shower. You get some bonding. You get the bond with people in there. You meet some good friends, and you be surprised. You know what I'm saying? You start knowing their children. You start having private parties with each other, not sexual party. I'm talking about just regular parties. Y'all all going out as couples, going to nice restaurants and having a good time and checking out the vibe, because at the end of the day, it's not always about sex. Anybody can have sex, but do everybody can catch a vibe? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it a lot. Some people be like, I like this person, I like that person, I'm playing with this person, but I'm not playing with these other people right here because their vibe is off. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the vibe. And never come in there with expectations, like because you paid, and this is to the guys, because females don't think like this. Just because you paid doesn't mean you're gonna get some sex. It doesn't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to go there when you pay, your expectation should be, I'm going to have a good time. That's your expectation. Why? Because you may go there and you get shut down the whole night. Now you pissed off. You spend 150 or 250. Yeah, some parties, some clubs, yeah, man. They charge 250 because they have a big establishment and their rent is sky high. You know what I'm saying? So they hoping that you help them pay this. So you may have to pay as a single guy, 250 couples. It doesn't be that expensive that much for couples. And single ladies, y'all got it the best. Sometimes y'all pay no more than $50, some $25. Some that I know you come in there for free because they want more females come. Because more females come, more the guys come. You're gonna always see that. You know what I'm saying? Because let's keep it real when it comes to parties, even regular parties. Females are the ones that bring the dudes. No dudes want to go to a party with all dudes. I don't even want to go to regular parties where it's a bunch of dudes. For what? I don't want to watch you. I want to watch some females twerking. So if I know there's a lot of females at this particular party, whether it's regular and they twerking, they doing their thing, I want to go over there and have a good time. And it ain't all about sex. It's just a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? So these parties, man, I love it. But now I'm just like, for me personally, now I'm just not really too much entertained with it. Hold on, my dog. Yeah, you all good? I'm just not too much entertained with it no more. And that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm going through a phase or something. I don't know. It's just like, when after you've been away from something for a certain amount of time, it no longer interests you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to feel like that. Like I was like that when it came to regular clubs. I was like, I'm just tired. Like I'm still going to the same clubs or seeing the same people. You know what I'm saying? The same vibe. Man, I'm better off sitting at home watching Columbo. You know what I'm saying? Or watching TV, chilling with my family. You know what I mean? To each his own. Like I said, maybe I'm going through some things. Hey, what's good? You all right? It's my American bully. She growing. She in heat. Woo, man, her nipples is getting big. She only 9 months. Her nipples bigger than yours. Word. She's in here, and my Shih Tzu, he sprayed, so he ain't even looking at her. But I'm still not letting her out around him. It is crazy because when I walk the streets, dogs be barking for her. But not to get off the topic, go check these parties out. Go online, pick up swinger parties. Google it and look at the views. You know what I'm saying? Look at the reviews and check it out. And don't get caught up in the reviews too much. Because some people be hating. Nah, they be hating. They be having, these people be having competition. And then they tell all their friends, yo, go on so-and-so site and say you got bed bugs and all of this stuff. And then people will read and be like, oh, no, I'm not messing with that. I'm going to mess with this. Yo, man, it's economic warfare with these club owners, man. And then you got some people that, especially guys that is not playing, didn't get lucky and just want to shoot you down because they ain't get no fun. Some people want refunds. Yo, I didn't, because sometimes they want you to pay through online first, and then you get a code or you come to these parties and you don't like it, and you like, oh, I've been here only 10 minutes, and they want to walk out. And I've seen that, and this is the honest truth. White people come to these parties and they don't know because they be coming in from different states. And when they come inside and they see it's predominantly black, they get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the women, you know what I'm saying? Because you know the myth. I don't know about the women, but I know guys feel like that, white guys, and they be like, I'm not saying all, majority. And they be like, oh, I don't want no N-word tearing my wife up. Oh no, I'm out of here. And they'll say excuses like, oh, we forgot something in the car. We'll be right back. You could leave her and go get something out your car, but when both of them is leaving, they're not coming back. You just say, okay, thank you for coming. Make them feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll leave. Hey, it is what it is. And then they'll ask, well, can I get a refund? Refund? Yeah, well, I only been here for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And, you know, this is just not my speed. And I want to leave. And can I get a refund? Do you go to McDonald's and you open your bag and you see how dry the food is? Do you go back in and ask for a refund? No, the hell you don't. And that don't even enter your mind. So don't come into the party somewhere you want a refund. You ain't going to get no refund. This ain't no refund thing in this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to get no refund. What? No way. You can't even get a refund of your conversation. You coming in there talking about you want a refund. You know? But this type of stuff, you know, it has its perks. Like I said, nowadays people are going on cruises. They're going to Jamaica. They having hotel parties. They're renting out hotels, a floor to have a party, so they don't have to deal with these people in the brownstones or the houses that want to raise the prices and stuff like that. But it's a fun lifestyle. It's a fun lifestyle. You know, everything in life is fun. Well, not everything, but majority of things that you want to do to have fun has its perks and it has a downside to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is in that lifestyle. It has a downside to it. Sometimes it breaks couples up. It breaks couples up. Some people don't want to be in a lifestyle no more, but she wants to be in the lifestyle. Now she feel like she can't, you know, talk to her husband. So now she telling her husband she going out with the girls, but she's at a lifestyle party and vice versa. I done seen that too. And it's very hard when you're already in this lifestyle and then you and your lady break up while you're both in the lifestyle. Now it's kind of difficult for you to meet people that's not in a lifestyle and try to enter them into the lifestyle. You can't force them. You know what I'm saying? You can't force them. You can't even just dump it on them like, yo, I'm in a lifestyle. This is what I do. Because you're going to run them off because they don't even understand the lifestyle. But when you meet them and they tell you, oh, I'm not interested in this, it's kind of like, man, it's kind of like a bad situation, you know, because now the person is trying to be honest with you. Like that, what they're actually telling you is this. Listen, I'm trying to get you into the lifestyle so I won't cheat on you. So I'm trying to be open with you. I don't want to be completely honest because I'm going to run you off. So I want you to just come and chill with me in the lifestyle and see how you like it at first. Because they're already familiar with it. So they want to see how you are groomed. They ain't even going to force you into having sex. They want to groom you into it so they don't have to run around and cheat. And then you may say, nah, I ain't trying to hear it. A guy, especially a guy, nah, I ain't trying to hear it. Okay. They will never bring that conversation up to you again. I've done heard that stories too. Try to bring her man into the lifestyle. He wasn't trying to hear it. He didn't even want threesomes with a female. I don't know a man that doesn't want threesomes with a female, but I have met one, you know, through another female. But personally, like my man's son, all them freaky dudes like that stuff. But this particular guy, he didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And she's bisexual, and she's like, what? Oh, you trying to deny me all around the board. Now, she's creeping because she warned you. Now, she meets someone that's actually in the lifestyle. This is what they do. Meet someone that's actually in the lifestyle and has a good report and be like, listen, me and you gonna go to the lifestyle parties because as a couple, we gonna pay cheaper. If you go by yourself and we go together and I say I'm single, you single, you gonna pay more. So let's go as a couple. Next thing you know, feelings get involved. And guess what happens? See what I'm saying? Now somebody get pregnant, or she may dump her man, or she just may have a long-term relationship. Like I said, it has its perks and it has a downside. This is a dangerous lifestyle. What up, Wally? What's going on, man? Yeah, man, I had some technical difficulties, man. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. I'm back, man. I'm back. You know, and like I said, it's a very dangerous lifestyle, especially if you don't have boundaries. Boundaries is before you enter this lifestyle or you go to the parties, you set your rules up. That's your boundaries. Yo, listen, you can look, but you can't touch. Wow, I don't feel comfortable. You got to respect that. Don't be like, yo, I'm drunk. Don't even try to blame it on alcohol. Don't do that. We're too old to be blaming stuff on alcohol nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect the boundaries, yo. Listen, don't touch. Or as time go on in the party, she may say, yo, listen, yo, you like her? You know what I'm saying? In her way, she like, I want to play with homeboy over there because she saw the package and now she hot or whatever. And things like that happen and vice versa. And you might do things, but always respect the boundaries, because if you break those boundaries, you could shatter something that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Especially as first timers, because you're already nervous. Then you break the boundaries, and now guess what? They don't want no parts of the lifestyle no more because you don't know how to handle it. So always respect the boundaries, always set the rules. I always ask people when I meet them for the first time in the parties, I be like, oh, this your first time? I be like, so what's your boundaries? And they be like, what's that? I be like, what? I be like, let me break it down to you. Yeah, because you may have a female that think they know your boundaries because they just open-minded and they grab your man up, and you may feel away. And now you want to go home. I seen that happen too. Like, I'm ready to go home. And he's like, yo, what happened? And I know some of y'all might say, well, is it a tough lifestyle? Is it a tough lifestyle? Damn. Well, it depends on the relationship. It can be tough, it could be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I say tough because people get into the lifestyle and they break their boundaries all around the board. You know what I'm saying? The guys break their boundaries all around the board. Females break their boundaries all around the board. Not everybody, because I know some couples that they set their boundaries up in the parties and it's tight. I've seen females. I know a female. I ain't saying her name. That I seen her interested in the doing it. She like, oh, word, hold on, and she'll call her man and be like, yo, listen, so and so and so, honesty. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, yo, go ahead, do your thing, because he know her, he trusts her, he trusts that she's gonna be, he trusts that she's gonna use protection and be protective and hold it down, and she do her thing, and then she'll leave and come home at a respectable time, not when the sun come up, not, oh, I was drunk and I fell out at the, nah, that doesn't happen. But if you ain't got your boundaries, your trust together, it's gonna be a tough lifestyle. I know some people like that right now that have a tough lifestyle as a couple. She wants to play, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He don't even want to play with the females. He just want to come chill and smoke weed and drink. What's the sense of coming? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could do that, but every time you come to the party, it's like, what's the sense of coming? We might as well put on some porn and sit at home and watch that instead of going there. But like I said, some people come for a vibe. Sometimes you got people that come there once every 6 months. You got people that come there once a year. Do the lifestyle make you an honest person? It depends on the couple. I would say that, because it can help you be more honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be walking down the street with your girl, with your lady, you know what I'm saying? walk down the street with your lady and be like, yo, she got the fatty right there. Yo, or you be in a club like, yo, what's up with her? Like, yo, go ahead, I'm interested in her. And you're comfortable with letting your girl know that you're interested with another female because you already have that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Instead of mine as being a vanilla and you say that, oh man, you don't sport the night. Nobody, she don't want to be at the party no more. Could you imagine your girl talking about, yo, he look handsome. Yo, can I go over there and holler at him? Some guys can't even take that. You know what I'm saying? But they want to take it where they can do it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it depends. It depends on the couple. You know what I mean? It can get tough. It can get tough. It can get tough and messy. Or it can get tough and messy because you got some single people that know couples, but being that this female got the good, or this guy got the good, they creep moding. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes out, it could get real nasty, man. You know what I mean? For a relationship. And it could change a relationship forever. You know what I mean? To the point they be like, yo, I don't even want to come to the LS parties no more. I haven't seen that too. They're like, yo, I'm just done with it. You know what I mean? Because they've been lied to, they've been cheated on, especially with someone they know, and they be like, this is why I didn't want to get involved in it. You know what I mean? And it shuts everything down. So yeah, it could get tough. But to me, it's a beautiful lifestyle. Me, I'm just I'm cool with it. You know? Y'all got any other questions before I go? Been on here too long, been holding y'all captive. Let me know. You got any questions? Wally, I know you got a whole lot of questions. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Come on now. I only got what? One like up in here? And 22 people on? Come on now. Stop it. Man, oh man. What a day I had. What a day, what a day, what a day. All right. I see I ain't got no other questions. So I guess I'm gonna tune out. See y'all again. I might do a part 2 if somebody hit me up on the inbox and try to flame me. I might have to come back and do a part 2. It is what it is. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? How was your Labor Day? My Labor Day? My Labor Day was good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say my Labor Day was beautiful because I had my grandson. I was on the Parkway, saw some old neighborhood friends. Wally, you know them. Ish was there. Max was there. You know what I'm saying? Freddie came down. Where we all took a picture. Yo, it was beautiful. I was chilling with my grandson, man. But these people, man, they be messing up. These young people be messing up Labor Day, man. I don't understand it, man. All the shooting, but I understand. It's like taking all the gangbangers that's enemies and putting them into a melting pot, along with people who can't hold their liquor, and then things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? The shooting, the fighting, the stabbing. People was in front of my building and something happened. They said somebody fired. I didn't hear it, but they was running my way, and I had my grandson in my arms. I had to run sideways because I wanted them to see that I had my grandson, but I was prepared that if you would have knocked me down, I don't care who you was, my hands would have turned bisexual because you knocked me down with my grandson. You knocked me down. But what this baby in my hands was going to turn bisexual. That's straight like that. I don't care what you call me because I'm showing you that I have a baby in my arms. Don't be running and knocking me down, especially when nobody's shooting at you. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I had a beautiful time. It was my grandson's first Labor Day. You know what I mean? Beautiful baby. It's different now to where we was. Yeah. But I mean, it was when it comes to shooting on Labor Day. Come on, Wally, let's stop it, man. Since the 80s, every year somebody was getting shot or somebody was getting killed, but it wasn't to this magnitude. You always heard one incident happening. not multiple incidents. Like when I'm out there now, I walk from Eastern Parkway in Rochester and I stop by Kingston and I turn around because all the shooting and all the craziness is happening past that. You can't follow the floats no more. Yeah, you can't follow the floats no more. It's just changed, you know. They're really trying to end it, you know what I mean? They're really trying to end it. And the after parties be good too, man, because they be having those Labor Day LS parties. You gotta stay on the topic. They be having them Labor Day LS parties. Rep your flag. You know what I mean? Them after parties be something, man. But I remember back in Labor Day, when the Parkway, when the Parkway was open after midnight, it never opened at no 6 o'clock. It always opened the Parkway after midnight. People were just walking all up and down the Parkway, just chilling, playing music. That's what you had your radio back then, and you used to have fun. Now this thing, man, I can't deal with it. And it's more of the young people that's taking over on Labor Day. I was up there, was it Sunday, a day before Labor Day? And I saw a bunch of young people. I felt kind of weird. Like, I was like, I feel like I'm a pedophile out here because it was a bunch of young girls that was about 18 walking around with jeans, cut up jeans all up in their ass with their ass cheeks out. Not that I'm staring, but I can see it because they're walking in front of me and walking on the side of me, and they twerking and they bending over, and I see it. But it's another thing when you're staring at it like, but I see it like, whoa, yo, yo, that's crazy. Do they mama know they left the house like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when you start thinking like a parent. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we didn't go to sleep? We broke day till Labor Day. Yeah, we broke day. You're absolutely right. Because it was always parties, you know what I'm saying? And, like I said, they be having those LS parties. You just got to find someone that, in this lifestyle that goes to parties. Because like I said, everybody that's doing these parties in the lifestyle in New York City, they know each other. They network. If they can't find a place, they make calls. As a matter of fact, they got a big chat room that they all in. You know what I'm saying? I was in there. I left that crap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in that chat room no more. You know what I'm saying? But they have a chat room where they all tell each other when they throwing parties. People that throw parties come and support people. They bring people to other parties. They kind of really skeptical sometimes of bringing their fan base to another party because they don't want to lose their fan base. You know what I'm saying? But they network. They find places to throw parties. But like I said, now it's very rare that people that live in New York City is throwing parties in New York City because a lot of these owners, if the rent is this for a night, is just too high. They charge you more than an event place. Like, you're like, damn, I ain't even got over 100 people coming and you charge me almost 1,800, 1,500. Like, this is too much. Like, hell no. Because not only people damaging places, but these owners, they know you need them. You know what I'm saying? And they know they can eat. Sometimes they give you a nice discount just to hook, line, and sinker you. And you like, oh, God, I found the spot. And then they watch your flow. They sit out there. They watch how many people coming in. And they be like, okay, he got a big flow. Or they got a big flow. Okay, cool. And next time you call them, you say, hey, I want to book so-and-so. And they be like, okay, cool, but I have to go up like $50. You're like, what? And then the next party, they go up another $50. And then the next party, they go up $25. They keep climbing and climbing until they feel satisfied or until you say, you know what? I ain't dealing with this no more. I'm going to find another place. Do you broadcast your parties? Yes, I broadcast my parties. Yeah, I broadcast them, Me and you will talk about that another time. You know what I mean? I broadcast my parties though. This ain't right now. I don't have nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing going on due to the fact, Labor Day was coming, back to school. It's September, you know, you got to go clothes shopping. Then you got Christmas right there. I don't care about Thanksgiving and Halloween. That ain't for me. That's a European thing. You know, even Christmas is a European thing, but black people, they celebrate it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, even Thanksgiving, most black people don't even call it Thanksgiving no more. They call it Friendsgiving. You know what I'm saying? And in the LS, they be having those type of parties as well. Because you know what? Like I said, you build bonds. You know what I'm saying? So they have a Friendsgiving as an LS, but it ain't no sex. It's just you to bond with other people and get to know them. You know what I'm saying? You just building a relationship. And this helps, especially if you're a club owner, because now when you building a bond with everybody that wants to build a bond with you, when you throw parties, you'll always have people at your parties. You know what I'm saying? And other people that's new will think that, okay, this party's a little packed, but everybody's laughing with each other and hanging with each other, and they want to feel that vibe. They want to be a part of that vibe. And you know, one of the things I dislike about that a lot of times when it comes to people having their associates at a party, they don't bond with the new people. A lot of y'all got to stop that because you're becoming too clicked up, where now you're making your guests feel like outsiders because y'all all in a corner, all laughing, playing cards and drinking and talking, having a conversation. And as a club owner, you're not entertaining your guests. Now they feeling left out and bored. Me, I go over there, I always entertain. Yo, what's up? And I always talk to the dude first. I never talk to the female first. I always talk to the dude first because you got to make him feel comfortable. And when you join in that type of conversation with him, you could broaden it and have a conversation with both of them at the same time. That's how you get the vibe going on. Instead of talking about you focusing on his girl, he looking at you like this nigga here. Because we already know why you're approaching my girl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's vice versa with females, but in majority, it be the guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to break the ice. So with that being said, I'm going to end this. I'll probably be here tomorrow. You know, so hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend. You know what I mean? I always speak the truth on here. Oh, matter of fact, I said something yesterday about Charles Kirk. I was talking about how Camilla Harris seems like she was in a lifestyle because homeboy walked out with her on the red carpet. Now while she's in the office, was in office or, you know, as a political figure, but in her upcoming days as a prosecutor, she walked the red carpet with the brother Montel, with another female. And he was holding both of their hands, letting me know that there was some lifestyle stuff going on there. I said the brother name was Montel Jordan. That was a mistake. And Montel Jordan, the dude, is the singer. What I meant to say, his name was Montel Williams, the Boyhead brother. He had the Montel Williams show back in the late 90s. Yeah, that's the brother she was Willie Woo Woo Woo. You know what I'm saying? She was dealing with, you know what I mean? So anyway, with that being said, y'all have a good night. God bless y'all. See y'all another time. Peace.